What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. K-Rino is in the building, man, with a wrinkled hoodie on. Look, y'all see me with my wrinkled up hoodie on. I could wear a wrinkled hoodie if I want to. Anyway, man, I told y'all, I didn't promise y'all, but I did say that there was a chance that I would come back on here tonight with y'all. And the chance presented itself. So, in the words of the great Big Daddy Kane, here I am. We back in the building. Okay, as y'all see by the title, because I had an engagement to attend last night, so I couldn't stay on here with y'all as long as I wanted to get into the traditional New Year's talk. But we'll touch a little bit on that tonight. You know, my message is gonna be the same as it always is. You know, I'm gonna try not to even really go deep into a lot of those stuff that we normally talk about around this time of the year, because at this point we should know. It's not about a new flipping of the calendar, flipping of the year on the calendar that's gonna make us think our minds are gonna magically transform into something better. Our mindsets do not change because the year on the calendar turns into a new year, so-called new year. The changing of the mind takes place when the individual decides that they're gonna do better for themselves. They're gonna do better for the community. They're gonna do better for their people, better for their family, better by people. That's when it changes, and that can happen at any time of the year. It can happen in June. It can happen in December. It can happen in March. It can happen in February. It doesn't matter. It's all on the individual. So the redundancy, as y'all click the thumbs up as y'all come in, as y'all click the thumbs up as you come into the door, the redundancy of always hearing people talk about these dramatic changes that they're going to make every time a new year comes around, you know, it basically has gotten very old to me. It's been gotten old to me, and it's actually really annoying to me at this point. It's very, very annoying. So I would prefer that we, all of us, myself included, I would prefer that we just start doing the things to make us better. Just make the improvements. You don't have to announce them. You don't have to post them on social media. You don't even have, if you want to write them down and, you know, to remind yourself of it, okay, that's cool. But all of the outspokenness about it, it means nothing. It means nothing if not carried into practice. It actually works against you if you're the one always talking about this year's gonna do this and I'm gonna be this. This is a new me. I'm not bringing this old stuff into the new year. And then you don't do it. You speak on all the things, the improvements you're gonna make, and then you don't do it. It actually works against you when people remember all the stuff you said, all the things you said and didn't do. A promise, a broken promise affects no one when no one knew that the promise was made. It affects you, but when you make the promise, when you verbally make the commitment, and then you don't honor the commitment, it's like, come on. So we would like to see in all of us a new year of improvement and things of that nature, because um, Mr. Farrakhan says self-improvement is the basis of community development. So with that being said, as individuals, if we improve ourselves, With every passing day, we just get better and better and better and better. Then by default, it will automatically make the community better, which will automatically, ultimately make the world a better place. Make this world a better place if you can. See? So you take it upon yourself to do the things that you can do. So at the end of the day, um, that's the individual side of it. Now on a world scale, we got to keep our eyes on what's going on in the world, the things that we see happening in the world, in particular in the United States, and the moves that the United States are making. We got to keep our eyes on them, and we got to try to connect this thing to how it all fits into the grand scheme scripturally and what it means moving forward in the world, because we have not entered into, we are entering into a time like it's never been a time, and our comfort zone, what is our comfort zone? This level of calm and cool and security in America, this comfort that we have over here in America as being big bad America that nobody has ever done anything to, and nobody ever will do anything. That comfort zone is now in jeopardy. That comfort zone is now has now entered into a time frame where it's in danger of not being a comfort zone at all anymore. Because unfortunately, this nation has built up so much dirt. Built up so much dirt, man. It's committed so many injustices and atrocities on everybody in the world that it's like a line of bad, it's like bad credit just being built up. And when this thing pops and comes to a head, with people like to use the word karma. But karma is just another word to a degree for justice. When justice hits the United States of America for all of the atrocities that is carried out, man, it's not going to be pretty, man. And I don't want us to make the mistake of thinking that that day is 100, 200 years from now. We don't understand how close it is, man. So the new year, okay, cool. Make all your plans, make all your resolutions, do all you want to do, but you better prepare for the grand scheme, for the big picture. Does anybody in this chat raise your hand or just say yes if you agree with me? And it's a simple question, ain't nothing to be panicked about, but I'm taking it somewhere else. Do y'all agree that it seemed like 2025 went by faster than any year that you could think of in recent years? Or is that just me? Because in my view, 2025 seemed like it just shot by. Who else agrees with that? Because for me, I remember watching the Times Square stuff. You know, every year they show like the Times Square, Dick Clark. Let's go all the way back to Dick Clark. They showing the concerts and the countdown. And I remember it's like I just watched that a couple of months ago. But in reality, it was a whole year ago. So 2025 went by so fast. That year went by so fast. I see I'm not alone. A lot of people are saying yes, 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 yes. Yeah, and it's like the time is accelerating. A second ain't no faster today than a second was 100 years ago, but it seems like it is. Or maybe it is. I don't know. But the point of the matter is we got to move faster in terms of tightening up, in terms of getting our stuff together, getting ourselves secured for the rough times that are coming. Because right now, listen to me, everybody in America, but around the world as well, because America's policies definitely affect America and they will end up destroying America. America's own policies, America's own way of government will be the reason why America falls, right? But what we got to understand globally is that those policies, as we know, as history has shown us, and as current events are showing us, what America, the thing that America has in its mind to do to enhance America, those policies spill out to other nations because other nations seem to always have something that America wants. There's some kind of twist or some kind of end game that America will have in their mind to justify why they'll go in and do this to this country, go in and do this to that country, and things of that nature. So this ain't just some in-house stuff. The looming, I don't want to say possibility. Okay, I'll say possibility. The looming threat of World War III is a real thing. The looming threat, that hovering cloud that is World War III hanging over the heads of the whole planet, is a real thing. And while some of us may not be able to read the signs and see what's going on and look at events and go, this is, and be able to put it together. There are people that have that ability. I ain't saying I'm one of them. I just believe that I follow men who do have that ability, right? The rest of us, we just kind of blindly walking around this thing, just and we're not seeing how all of the moves are leading to the one big culmination of it all. So we got to be focused on what we need to do to make it through this period that's coming. I know people, y'all don't like that. Y'all don't like this here. Y'all want to hear me talk about rap music and stuff, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to talk about, well, we're going to get to that. But man, no matter how big or small your platform is, and I have a small platform. I don't have 15, 20,000 people watching my lives. I barely have 50 people watching my lives on average. But to the people that come that I appreciate, that are always here, hey man, I feel like I owe y'all to tell y'all to sober up, raise your antennas, man. Keep your head on a swivel, eyes open at all times, because minds open at all times, because we got to know this ain't 30 years ago. It ain't 10, it ain't 15. I'm going back short distances, man. This thing is unfolding. And if you don't look both ways before you cross the street, you're going to get hit. So let's move into the new year. Thank God for letting you see it. That's number one. We thank God for letting us see it, the blessings of it. But again, like I always say, don't just be fixated on Happy New Year, on the concept of Happy New Year. Fixate your mind on the concept of Happy New Day. That means you're thanking the Creator every time that your eyes open, every time He opens your eyes, whether you wake up at 6 or 7 in the morning, or whether you sleep to 2 or 3 in the evening and you wake up, whenever it is that He opens your eyes, you thank Him for that new day. Next person that tell me Happy New Year when I'm out in public, I'm gonna say Happy New Day, Happy New Hour. Up, the clock just struck 10. Happy New Hour. Because you don't get to the new year without making it through a bunch of new days and being grateful. Okay, let me get into what y'all talking about. We'll talk music. We'll talk about whatever y'all want to have, whatever y'all have on y'all mind. I see a lot of the OGs coming in. See a couple of new names as well. But we'll get right into it. Atif Khan says, what do you think about Naduro getting kidnapped by the USA? Yeah, I guess not to go back and repeat everything I just said, but again, there are moves that are setting the stage, man, for something bigger. We have to, this is what I'll say about that. Because I'm certain things I don't like to get to talking and I'm not qualified to talk. But what I will say is that we have to make sure that we dig into, to the best of our ability, without any bias, political bias. We have to dig into motives of a move. I see a lot of people that are American, just die hard American. America can do no wrong. You have this America can do no wrong mentality. So people are in support of that move that was carried out. But a wise person is going to go, man, what could possibly be the ramifications of this? Short term or long term? Long term, I know. I believe I know. But we live in a country, man, who literally have the mindset that they can do no wrong. That every move that's made is the right move because, like I said earlier, if there's something that you have that I want, that's why don't ever tell me nothing about no little small time dude from the hood that's jacking and robbing and stealing. You jacking and robbing and stealing and oh, he's a thug, he's this, he's that. Yeah, he is all that. But we don't even compare to the thuggery. It's not, it's beyond thuggery. We don't compare to the gangsterism. That's gangster. Search for motives. Search for motives. Look into things. Be slow to speak. Because everybody like to talk like they know. I've been on Facebook today and everybody just commenting and, well, what's going on is, everybody is just expounding on it. Like, you may be right in some aspects of it, but You're really ignoring a lot of what we should be focusing on. GCTX, can you interview Blind Fury? I love to interview Blind Fury. Um, I told Blind Fury because he interviewed me on his channel a few years ago. And I told him I wanted to interview. I just don't want to do it on Zoom. I don't know how often Blind Fury comes to Houston, but if he ever came to town, I'd want to bring him to our building and let him and interview him in person. Yeah. Josiah, what's up, my brother? Thank you for the donation as usual, my brother. At karaoke right now, gonna sing and freestyle rap songs on the stage for fun. Yeah, work out, work out, work out. You get so much sharper when you work out. EDJ about to record some vocals. Everybody working tonight. I like that. Everybody doing music tonight. Steve Rio, I see you. What's going on, Steve O? Best local agent says words without actions is selfishness, vanity defined. Yeah, and sometimes words without actions is just laziness. We just like to say stuff. We like to sound good, but we got to get more into the habit of, if we gonna talk, you have to have the mindset that I'm gonna put myself under pressure, meaning that I'm gonna say something that I'm gonna do that's gonna be very difficult to do, and the fact that these people are a mass amount of people are hearing me say it, I got to deliver because now I done put myself on the spot. That's the kind of challenges that I would like to see. Why this thing wrinkled up right here? It's already wrinkled. Why am I trying to straighten out something that's already really wrinkled bad? But that's the kind of challenges that I want to see us carry out. Like, put yourself on the spot. Declare that you're going to do something that you know is going to be hard to do. And you know, I done said it, now you got to do it. See? I know y'all don't like these kind of conversations. It's boring. This type of stuff be boring to a lot of people. But hey, man, it got to be said. Y'all can go find somebody that's beefing and controversial and talking about somebody's baby mama and their marriage and all that. It's enough of that on the internet, man. I got to drop some wisdom on y'all the best I can. So I apologize if y'all don't want to hear that. All right, let me see. Best Local says online, you're not just speaking to one person, you're speaking to algorithms, strangers, people who screenshot, people who misinterpret, people who weaponize content. Yeah, all that. You are stepping into a lion's den when you start going on social media. Yeah. That's right, Austin. You got to keep improving day to day. Keep improving. Paul Hightower, I see you. Ventriloquist lyricist, I see you. Yeah. DC Knowledge and Entertainment says we got to come together, form unity, collapse the system, stop showing up to effing work. Well, we definitely have to come together and form some unity. That would collapse the system. I agree with you 1,000%. If we withdraw our money and our economics from this system, it will buckle in a week. Easier said than done, easier spoken than agreed upon. But yeah, that's what we got to do. But see, a lot of people, the people in power, understand that most people are not gonna do that. We're gonna still fall in line like good little soldiers, and we're gonna show up to work. And you got to feed your family, but we got to go to work with the mindset that that job is just a stop in your life. It's just a temporary stop. I don't think, um, I won't say everybody, but there are a lot of people who work jobs they don't like, and they would love to carry out passions of their own. Some people don't know what those passions are. Some people do, but they're stuck and they're caught up in that cycle of pay bills, go to work, pay bills, go to work, pay bills, go to work, pay bills, go to work. And they don't really ever have the time, or they don't step out on faith enough with the courage to say, man, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for it. All right. Connie said, yes, 2025 went by extremely quickly. It's scary. I mean, like, I've seen other years that went by fast. Like, man, this year went by quick. But this one was like, whoa. Hmm. Vel, what's going on, Vel, with the clientele? I see you, man. Glandor, what did that second Peter say? I don't know the Bible by heart, and I don't feel like looking it up. Best Local says time is related to how we experience the world individually. I saw a great video. Yeah, I mean, the perception of time. I say time flies when you're having fun. Time also flies when you're busy, when you're active, when you're working. Time flies and time tends to give the perception of moving fast when you're not always looking at the clock. Time seems to be slow or slow moving when you're stagnant, when you're not doing anything. You're laying around the house all day. Seems like the day just takes forever. So I understand that. Is that chilling grace? God is good. Yeah, God is good and he's great. DC Dollar says, I understand, but why focus on fear? I never said nothing about fear. I'm saying focus on the time, focus on the events that are taking place, and start to act accordingly in terms of the prevention of getting caught up in the ramifications of those events. It's not about fear. Fear would be not being prepared when the shoe drops. It's like, oh, snap. Famine, famine has hit America and I ain't got no food stored and put away. That would be fear. So it's not about fear. See, when we hear these things, it's not about being afraid. It's being informed. It's being informed. Like, hey, man, this is what's going on. We playing around out here. We around here, as they used to say back in the 70s, we around here shucking and jiving. We still twerking and pimping and hoeing and money throwing, and it's a world collapsing. So the gravity is putting you down, it's putting the world down. The gravity of the world's own action is putting it down and putting the people down with it. Johnny Foolish says, been on top so long that we destroy ourselves just like other empires. That's a great statement, because America is in that same line of great nations that came before America that suffered a fate that that America, if America was wise, they would look at the history and see itself in that history and say, whoa, ancient Rome fell, ancient Egypt fell, Babylon fell, all the great nations and entities of the past that seemed undefeatable, God brought them all down. Brought them all down. But the one thing that those nations had in common, that America had that same quality, is the arrogance. When you have such an extreme level of arrogance, you don't feel like, not only do you feel like you can't be brought down, I mean, we're too great to be brought down. Not only do you feel like that, you actually, in some cases, you feel like God is with you. You feel like God agrees with the moves that you make, no matter how unjust they might be to the people within the borders of your nation and to the people outside the borders. Because your arrogance tells you we're entitled to that. So you would hear terms like manifest destiny. You would hear terms like, even to this day, you hear terms like states' rights. There's an entitlement, a sense of privilege that because we are America, we should be able to go bomb your nation and take it over and take your resources. Because we want it. We're better. We're better than y'all. We should be able to take it. That's how they think. It's always been the mindset of the folks who run this country and this world. So that's a good point. But there were nations before America that had the history of nations before them falling, and they still fell because of that same mindset. These falls that took place with these nations, there was a chronological order. And the history, the same way we know the history thousands of years later, they knew the history of those that had come before them. Didn't change the way they moved. And on top of that, all praise is due to Allah for that thought. According to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, God always sends a prophet, a warner, or a messenger to every nation. So every nation that fell, somebody was sent to them to try to help. Hey, man, listen, man. God don't like what you're doing. DC Knowledge says, but focus on the fact that a new world will be born. This is far from the end. This is the beginning. Well, I agree with that in a particular context. Because I just had this conversation with somebody the other night. In order for a new world to come in, what has to happen? An old world got to go out. The two cannot occupy the same thing. It's like the God and the devil dynamic that exists within the human being. For God to be present, you got to get that devil out of you. So if this old world, it ain't acting right, and it got to go, it's been written that it got to go, that means, okay, God has promised that a new world is coming in, then there's going to be a transition that's going to be an uncomfortable transition for those who are still in the old world, trying to get to the new world. It's going to be an uncomfortable moment of fusion, of transition. New world coming in, old world going out, old world trying to hold on and hang around as long as it can, new world pushing it out. So yeah, we celebrate what will come to be. That's why I say I agree with what you're saying in the context. Yeah, from that standpoint, you look at everything that's happening in this world right now, everything that this current administration is doing, and you say, man, you know what? This is written. So a lot of terrible things are being done, but the greater good will prevail out of the bad things. So it will be a great new beginning, but not without some struggle and some pain. The birth of a child is a great new beginning. It's something that everybody celebrates. Everybody came to see, oh, the baby, oh, the new baby, oh, we've been waiting on this baby. We've been knowing the baby was coming. We've been knowing the baby was coming for 9 months. And mama was doing her thing. She was getting bigger. The baby was growing. But when it was time, mother started to feel pain. Oh, water break, labor pains, push, and labor for hours. See? Something new is trying to come in. It's pain. But after the pain, everybody's happy. You got to go through the pain. It's a great comment, though. Uh-oh. Hold on. I'm going to come back to you, DC Knowledge. I just saw your comment. Shout out to Greg Padilla. Appreciate the donation, Greg. Appreciate the love, my brother. Greg says, what's up, my brother, Northern California, Muslim Mexicano showing some love here. I cannot wait until the true day comes to show these dudes what is what. Alhamdulillah. All praise to do to Allah. No question about it. Appreciate the love and the great comment. Zazel says, even when I'm stagnant, time flies. And that's crazy because I never feel like I did what I'm supposed to do. Because you were stagnant. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. Then when springtime comes, my anxiety hits hard and I get stomach pains. Man, you got to get up and do put some grind in. I'm just messing with you. Is that cocagen? Time in the mind is kind of its own dimension. We all perceive it a little different. That's true. That's why some of us will say, man, you could be at work You could be in one cubicle, I could be in another one, and you could say, man, this day went by fast. And I could be, man, not to me. It seemed like this day wasn't gonna ever end, and we've been sitting side by side all day. Or sometimes the mind will say, oh man, I thought today was Friday. Oh man, today is Wednesday. Your mind is accelerated beyond. Glandor says, "Big bro, you know your fans think like you. This grown folks come. Yeah, you know that's why I say this kind of talk ain't for everybody. You know, this kind of talk ain't for everybody. And I understand, you know, but it's necessary. It's necessary. Yeah." Johnny Fooder says, "Any advice for small artists coming up, trying to make money off their music? The set of physical media work as small artists feels like nobody wants to buy CDs nowadays. Wondering if USBs sell well. Anything will sell well if you got the grind and the hustle in you to push it. So CDs will sell if you got the grind and the drive to push them and sell them. You got to have some hustling. You got to have a sales pitch. USB is the same thing. You got to have both. I would advise you to have both because you'll get people to support the CD if you make them understand why they should. But even if you explain why they should and they still go, yeah, I hear you, man, but I just don't have any place for a CD, man. I don't have no CD player, and I'm not really big on collecting. Then you got that USB then, because I know you got a USB port in your vehicle. So you just cover all the bases. But don't let being a small artist put you in the mind frame to devalue your own work. Oh, okay, I'm a small artist, but I still have the belief and the faith in myself as anybody who's labeled to be a big artist. I believe in my work just like the big artists. I just haven't had the opportunity. I haven't had the push. I didn't come along at the right time. I wasn't. So you still got to have that grind and that hustling. Yeah. HTX says Blind Fury talks highly of Houston. An interview with him. Yeah, man, you know, like I say, I love to interview Blind Fury, man. Let's say Slyster 323, we are the terrorists. I would have to agree. Chilling Grace says love covers us. The real is just the beginning. Minds linked through giving. Truth isn't distant. It's instant love each other or recognize as God's children. Yep. Perfect love cast out all fear. Mark Macias, I see you. L Dogs, I see you. Libertarian minded, I see you. Somebody just send a super chat. Funk Town. Is that Funk Town D Piffy? What's going on, Funk Town? Shout out to you, sir. A friend put me on to your music years ago. Have a blessed new year. Man, God's peace to you, man. Blessing to you and to your friend. Whoever your homeboy is that put you, your homie is that put you up on me, man, make sure you tell him I appreciate that. Because I appreciate you for still, you said years ago. So that means you still hanging around. I appreciate that. Much love. New music coming soon. Everybody who wants to be contacted when it's time to pre-order my new album, that's my email address. Send me an email right now, and I'll add you to the contact list. Appreciate that. Coca Jen says clairvoyancy as a child is what brought me to K-Rino. Take that H out of my name. Earlier music. I appreciate that. Yeah. Why not? Says combined with acceptance. Now we're going to that phase, y'all. Yeah, we do have a lot of new stuff coming. My brand new album is in the works. We're almost there. It's called The Industry, as y'all see. I mentioned this. Daylord, what's going on? I see you, Daylord. I mentioned this last night, but it's a lot of people in here now that were not in here last night. So here's a commercial. Our second comic book has just dropped. And y'all are like, what do you mean? This ain't no comic book. That's a big old box. This is like a big package. This ain't a comic book. Yes, it is. We have a whole box set of goodies for those who did not know that your big brother released a comic book. This is actually the second one. This is the newest one. The Annihilation of the Evil Machine. If y'all are really familiar with my music, then y'all are familiar with the album, The Annihilation of the Evil Machine, that we dropped in 2010. And this is a comic book based off of that track. Shout out to Dollar Bill. Now, if you order the box, this is what you get. You get the box itself. You get the comic book. You get a coloring book. You get t-shirt. I ain't gonna put a shirt all the way up tonight. I don't feel like it. And you get Annihilation of the Evil Machine poster, which I'm not gonna unravel right now. So you can order the whole set with everything in it, or you can just order individually. You just want the book, you can order the book. You want the shirt, you can order the shirt. See? And that's what we got going on. And thank you for your purchase. So that's what's happening. That's what you get when you get this. So for those of y'all who are new to the channel, didn't know all this was going on, y'all think we just doing rap music around here, that's it. You know, we rapping, but man, we rapping, but it's a whole lot more that's happening. So the next question I would like for y'all to ask me is, oh man, how can I get that? I'm telling you right now. That's the website. That's the website. You want to order that, purchase the comic book, the box, however y'all want to get it. That's the site, martialartsproductions.space. Go get it right now. You ain't got to wait till we get off the live. Y'all can do it right now. Place your order. All right. Let me catch up, y'all. Fly Crippen says I'm gonna have to stack up on USBs. Yeah, man. You see, we have to, no matter how old school we are, and y'all know me. I'm very old school. I'm rooted in the old school, but you can't be just an ancient relic to where you don't grow with the times. You got to grow and evolve with the times. You can still be rooted and have old school principles that you can apply, because a lot of the old school principles in terms of marketing, promotion, actual recording, those things never die. There's still ways, there's still things that you can do um, marketing wise that you did 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Simple, basic things like hitting the road, simple, basic things like just physical promotion materials. Those things never die. Posters, flyers, hand to hand. Like politicians still travel from state to state, shaking hands and kissing babies. Just don't let them kiss your baby. But also, you have to get with the technology and use that technology in a way that's conducive to the success of what you're trying to do. Don't be just one half. Don't be so disgruntled